Ruta de Las Flores, or Route of the Flowers, is one of El Salvador's most enchanting destinations. Only 1.5 hours from Santa Ana by chicken bus, this picturesque 20-mile route connects 5 charming villages, each offering something special. If you've got the time, it's worth checking out all of them. We had 3 days and made it our mission to see as much as we could. By the end of our trip, our hearts were stolen by El Salvador's rural countryside, filled with lush landscapes, colonial charm, and small town feels. We made Juayúa our base, mainly because it sits roughly in the middle of the route. We can hop onto one bus and be in another town in 20 minutes from here, making it very convenient. We'll cover more on how to take the bus from Juayúa later in this video. So after dropping our bags off at our Juayúa hostel, we wasted no time and hopped onto the bus to Apaneca town, our first stop. This sleepy town is best known for its Instagram famous amusement park, Cafe Albania. The bus from Juayúa stops right in front of its entrance, but since the food inside is expensive, we alighted at an earlier bus stop in search of a lunch spot. Set on a mountain, Cafe Albania is the sort of place you can spend a whole day at. I wanted to try its rainbow slide after seeing viral clips of it online, and finally had my wish. The park is also known for its massive labyrinth maze. Not to be underestimated, we barely made it inside before getting lost for at least 20 minutes. There are many other fun activities in the park, each costing around $1 to $13 and requires a token from the front counter. Some are just for photos, while others target thrill seekers, and you'll find something to do no matter your age. After a few hours in Cafe Albania, we headed down to the center of Apaneca to look around. One of the first things we saw was the small but charming Iglesia Santa Lucía. If you're hungry, there's also a food court nearby with local Salvadorian dishes. Finally stopped by Aksu Cafe, a mix between a cat-themed art shop and cafe. Quiet, uncrowded and chill, it's a nice place to take a break from the heat and enjoy an iced coffee, or pick up a souvenir or two. The next day, Juayúa's countryside beckoned with its serene trails and cascading waterfalls. It is known for the Seven Waterfalls hike, an intense trek that involves rock scrambling and even rappelling with ropes. But we weren't out for the full adventure. Instead, we set our sights on just one waterfall, the scenic Los Chorros de la Calera, a 40-meter natural wonder that's much easier to reach. The area is on private land, so we had to look for a guide to enter. We found a handful of them waiting at the trailhead, and the prices vary depending on what they quote, so feel free to negotiate. We ended up paying about $20 for a guide who couldn't be older than 15. The road to the waterfall can get tricky, especially when it's just rain. We later learned that our guide took us through a shortcut, and a longer way would have been easier to navigate. When we were planning our trip, we made sure to allocate at least one day in Juayúa that falls on a Saturday or Sunday. Held every weekend, the food fair in Juayúa, Feria Gastronomica de Juayúa, transformed the central square into a bustling hub. After our hike, we returned to town and the festival was already in full force, just in time for lunch. It's not easy to miss. The area near Parque Central is loud and lined with food stalls, tables and chairs filled with the smell of charcoal grills and the sound of music. To be honest, most stores offered similar grilled dishes, with prices ranging from $6 to $10, so it was pricier than expected. Finally, we ordered from the store that seemed to draw the most locals, probably because it had the cheapest menu. Truthfully, we were expecting something with more variety, given how much hype Feria Gastronomica seemed to get. Even so, it's a fun experience and one of the best ways to soak up the local atmosphere on the weekend. We also took the opportunity to explore the area around Parque Central and found the iconic Iglesia Santa Lucía, a parish church nearby. It's best known for the Cristo Negro, or Black Christ, a 16th century wooden statue found at the altar of the church, worth checking out if you're around. While wandering the square, we also stumbled onto a little cafe that looked like an old school canteen. They have a variety of traditional pastries and cakes on display, and a big slice of this delicious pineapple cake was just $1.30. A cup of coffee is only $1, making it a great spot to have an afternoon tea break. Another fun and affordable thing to do in Juayúa is visit Reptilandia. As the name suggests, it's all about reptiles, with a variety of species on display behind precariously thin glass enclosures. The place is small, but there's a lot to see, and it only costs $2 for adults and $1 for kids. There's also a guide there who's passionate about reptiles and happy to share interesting facts about the creatures. For another $2, I even got to hold a massive snake for some epic photos. After a short rest, we hopped on a bus to Salcoatitán. It's a small town without much going on, but since it was along the way to our next destination, we stopped by to try its famous yuca frita. Apparently, locals say it's the best in the country, and it really was quite tasty. Then just a 5-minute walk from the town centre, we stopped by a massive ceiba tree that's over 300 years old. After Salcoatitán, we took a bus to the night market in Nahuizalco. It wasn't the easiest route. The Juayúa bus doesn't stop at the market, and the last return bus leaves at 6:30 PM. Our hostel has suggested renting a scooter or taking a motor taxi, but we went with the regular bus. It dropped us off far from the market, so we had to walk about 10 minutes in the dark. Despite the hassle, the night market was absolutely worth it. The atmosphere was buzzing, buskers on every corner and food stalls packed with locals. It was way more lively than we expected, with lots of local families out and about. Food's cheaper here compared to Juayúa too. We got tamales for 50 cents and a cup of atole for just $1. The only tricky part was getting back home. We couldn't find a motor taxi, so we tried our luck with Uber. Thankfully, the drivers showed up 20 minutes away from Sonsonate. What a close call. The next morning, we caught the bus to Ataco, a colourful and artistic town that's easily one of the most beautiful stops along the route. Murals cover almost every wall, many of them featuring cats for some reason. Our first stop was Mirador de la Cruz, a scenic viewpoint overlooking the area. From the viewpoint, it's a short walk to the center of town, where the first thing you'll see is the blue and white church. It was packed with people attending Sunday Mass, and they filled the streets at lunchtime. Ataco also has some really beautiful cafes that match the charm of the place. We were drawn to Villa Maria Cafe, tucked away in a peaceful garden-like setting. The owner told us they grow their own coffee right in Ataco and make all their desserts in-house, and I can say it was pretty good. Overall, I really enjoyed exploring the Ruta de Las Flores. Of course, the towns can be a bit touristy in parts, but each town had its own personality and they all shared that small town charm. It felt safe walking around even at night. If I had one gripe, it would be our hostel. We stayed at a roadside one that was way too noisy. Still, the staff was kind, breakfast was good, and for the price, it was decent. It's really easy to explore the towns by bus from Juayúa too. Just head to the main stop near Bourbon Hostel and take bus number 249. Just double check the direction with the driver, as buses from the same stop go both ways. Each ride costs around 75 cents to $1 and is paid to the driver up front. The buses usually wait around 5 minutes before leaving, giving vendors time to hop on and sell snacks. We even had a clown come aboard, so the ride itself can be part of the experience. Thanks for tagging along so far. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you got questions or want to share your own tips.